Okay, welcome to Cubase SX. It's a series of tutorials we're going to do in video for beginners. Here's Cubase open default with no song loaded, and this is the default transport bar. If you've opened your Cubase and it's opened with a default song, simply go to File, Close, and shut that down. And let's start from a blank template, because I think for beginners, if we start from an absolute raw, blank, nothing setup, then we can see more easily how the different parts are brought in and how things work. Okay, so before we open up a default template and start bringing things in and look at the basics, let's have a quick look at the transport bar here. This is how it defaults with all the things that it has on it visible. Now, in this grey area, anywhere in the frame of the transport bar, here, 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 anywhere, if you right click you get this menu. Now what I do is I take out the jog scrub wheel. This is to make your transport bar smaller and more easy to work with, and it gets in the way less. So unless you're doing video, the jog scrub wheel isn't that useful, so I tend to get rid of that. Oh yeah, there was something missing, the marker section here. For now, let's turn that off. Don't use the markers. Okay, and there we are, there's our transport bar. Okay, now let's start with a new blank template, because that way there's a few things I want to show you. So we go to File, New Project, okay, and you can see there will be some templates that you can load, and all you have to do to make your own templates is set up the arrange page as you want it and then save it as a template, and then you can open that any time and it'll be set up for how your system is all wired up and stuff. So for example, you could start a template that loads your favorite drum machine and your couple of favorite synths, your favorite bassline synth, or if you're doing songs with an acoustic guitar, it could load your favorite drum software and your sampler and your guitar amp simulator, or whatever it is that you use for doing your guitar tracks. Okay, some of the default templates is this one, 24 track audio recorder, which opens a template with 24 audio tracks, a 16 track MIDI sequencer which opens 16 MIDI tracks ready to go, etc. But for now, let's choose empty, so we can start with a blank canvas. Okay, so we choose empty. Now there'll be a pause now because I'm using a screen grab software. If you do that in Cubase, it'll open instantly, the next section, so let me just wait for that to open. Okay, now when you go to create to open the new template, it asks you where do you want to save the song like that you're going to be working on, and you can browse your hard drives and all that. So I've got a folder on this drive called Cubase SX. I've got a folder already created called Song 1. If you want to make a new folder inside the Cubase SX folder or inside your root drive, for example, you want to make a new folder in the root drive, select your root drive, F or E or D or whatever your drives are called, and do create, and you'll create a new folder. If you want to make a folder inside a folder already, just simply select the folder and do create, like I'll show you now. For example, create, and I'll call it test SX song. Okay, do that again. There's a pause because of the screen grab software. This would be instant on your system without a screen grab software running. Okay, and there's your new folder created, and just say OK, and then the template opens, and here's our template. Okay, now your template might open looking like this without a loop range set there. Let's just look at the arrange area. You've got a left and right locator section here on the transport bar, which pertains to this bars and beats marker line across the top. Now you can set a loop by either dragging the right locator out to the end point and the beginning locator to the start point, like this. If I drag the end locator forward of the start locator, this turns red to let you know it's the wrong way around. Okay, so for example, here I'm manually setting a loop from bar 2 to bar 3. Okay, I'll just zoom out a bit so you can see a bigger screen there. So there's bar 1 at the beginning, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, etc. working out. If I now put the loop button on and press play, it'll move into this loop area, the cursor, and it'll loop round. Okay. Now I can set my left and right locator points also by using the left and right locator display here. I can double click there until the whole thing goes blue and type just 1 if I want to go to bar 1, or I could type 4 for bar 4 or 2 for bar 2. There's no need to type the bars and then the individual beats afterwards unless you want to start it on a specific beat, but it's probably easier to drag that manually by hand. So I've typed in bar 1, press enter, the left locator jumps and is now set to the beginning of bar 1. Okay, I can set the right locator, double click on it until it turns blue, set that to 2. Okay, and do it like that. So I'm going to set it back again to 3 for the end marker and 2 for the start marker, and there's my loop between bar 2 and 3. Now the cursor, take the loop off, the cursor can just run along like that. If I want the cursor to jump to the beginning of the loop cycle range, I just press the L button here. Yeah, L. To go to the end marker, I press R. And it's at the right marker, or the end marker. L is the left marker, or start marker, yeah, or loop. We're talking about, actually I'm confusing it by saying marker here. It's the left and right loop range markers. Now, this loop range can be used to do things like drop-in recording, which is really useful. We'll come to that in a bit. For now, I just want to show you a couple of other things pertaining to this arrange area display.